For 15, 16 minutes on Wall Street, and as Doug Emmett promised, we're down a bit. Here we're down 56, almost 57 points, and Doug Emmett joins us from Ameriprise Financial every morning. That's because why, once again?
Well, we had weekly jobless claims numbers that were a little bit higher than expected, and we also had U.S. manufacturing numbers that were kind of a yawner out there today, so it really didn't help the market any.
Yawning makes the numbers go down.
Exactly.
Hewlett-Packard, we mentioned this earlier, huge employer in our area,
right.
And they just told us how they're doing.
Yeah, and like many companies this quarter, their profits were up and they met above expectations, but sales were down about 5%.
How do sales go down and profits go up? They've made cuts in workforce, they've trimmed costs.
Do you remember back in earlier in the year, and then in May they announced the layoff of about 27,000 employees over the next 2 years, and they're seeing a lot of cost savings there, plus the write-offs. An $8 billion write-off this quarter, to be exact, from the purchase of EDS way back in 2008.
Okay, so some of it's accounting.
Exactly.
Okay.
And CEO Meg Whitman said that despite drastic moves that some people are calling for, selling the PC business or the printer business, she says the company needs to remain as one right now.
Okay.
During the turnaround.
All right, we're talking about earnings season still. We're looking at Tilly's. It's an Irvine-based company, but they're really doing pretty well.
They're doing really well, and quite honestly, a company investors should keep an eye on because they are growing rapidly. Sales were up over 20%, profit up nearly 50%. So huge numbers from a company that really only has over 150 stores out there in 20 different states. So it's still growing quite rapidly, but they cater to, the unique thing about them, they cater to kids as young as 3 or 4 all the way up to adults. So pretty broad range.
Okay, and one last earnings, and this is a company that people don't know the name of, but you know their products.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, exactly. Diageo, and people say, what is that? Well, originally it started out with Guinness Beer was the parent company of this big enterprise. Well, their sales were up over 10% and driven mostly by the spirits business right now, and they are London-based, but they have a lot of brand names that a lot of people here in the U.S. probably associate with U.S. companies, and it's like a who's who. You've got Johnny Walker, Jose Cuervo, Smirnoff Vodka.
Moet Chandon.
Yes, exactly.
Little champagne for
Bailey's, Guinness Beer. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's just, yeah, it's quite interesting.
And they're doing well.
They are doing extremely well.
Yes.
So yes, exactly. In this environment, you might imagine.
A lot of people in the financial industry need a drink, and so that's what they're doing. What are we talking about tomorrow when you come back?
Tomorrow we've got some durable goods orders, meaning, you know, our customers out there buying washing machines, you know, big appliance type things, and also we're going to take a look at Salesforce.com, another company that is big out there in the cloud that you hear so often.
Okay, thanks.
Cloud computing.
Doug Emmett from Ameriprise Financial. If you have any questions for Doug, you can send him an email. The address right there on your screen, money@fox40.com.
Well, T-Mobile is bringing back its unlimited data plan on September